Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me for today's episode, man. Uh, Not one of my normal episodes, so today I'm actually gonna kind of walk around the room, man. I just figured I'd kind of do something a little bit differently instead of constantly sitting down in that little chair. So, you guys seen the thumbnail? Not really. I mean, it's a really crappy thumbnail. I got it, but I needed to post that particular picture to kind of give you a general idea of what you're looking at. And I made these type of videos in the past. Yes, you're going to consider this to be a sort of rant video, and I've talked about this stuff in the past. What happened to eBay and what's up with sellers type of videos. I've made those videos before. I got it. I understand. Sure enough. But here's the thing, man. Sometimes a person just has to vent. And you guys, thankfully, this channel and you viewers, or my viewers are an outlet for me. It's a nice little escape. So, you guys know, man, for the last couple of years, I've been retired. And yeah, military retirement, that covers household expenses, got it. But it's more than just household bills, right? There's going out and having fun, there's collections, there's enjoyment funds, right? And, there are alternative expenses, on top of credit card expenses, yada, yada. Plus, we still got to pay for my wife's like medical stuff like that. So, there are things on top of your normal household bills that simply aren't covered by my military pay. So, I've been utilizing networks like the different platforms like Mercari and eBay as my general business essentially. So, and for a lot of people, a lot of brick and mortar stores out there, they do utilize eBay as part of their business. So it gets frustrating, to be honest, when I kind of feel like I give the best pricing on action figures. Probably 80% of what I sell is wrestling action figures related because that's duh. I mean, what else do I collect, right? And yeah, I'll have occasional. I'll have my wife's clothing or maybe some of her shoes or something on there. Pretty much sold all of my military gear, so I really don't have any military stuff. Not really. I might have a couple things, but generally when I get on, eBay, Mercari, I list things for what they should be priced at, right? I had a guy that came to my house last week, and I was able to show him this room. That was so awesome. And I met him on Facebook, and he purchased a bunch of Hasbro figures for me. One of the things he was interested in was a Series 1 Macho Man Hasbro, right? So I was going to sell this figure to him for $10. To me, I feel like $10 for a Series 1 Hasbro Macho Man is a very reasonable price. That is the price it should be selling for, between $7 and $12. A few months back, I sold a darn near mint, practically perfect Series 7 white pants Hasbro Shawn Michaels to a buddy for like $30. Now, given nowadays, and I may have actually sold it to him for less, but it may have been 20 or 25, but I'm going to say 30. And given the fact that you go on Mercari, eBay, and people are selling a Series 7 Hasbro Michaels for like $50, $60, $75, $90, and it's insane. So I list things for the prices that they should be based on fair market value. I don't overprice things. Now, recently, I've been starting to overprice things because it's like, damn, if everyone else is overpricing them, why am I selling these things for pennies in comparison? And with me, everything has a best offer. Mercari, eBay, it doesn't matter. You could always reach out to me. Hey, man, would you take this? more times than not, I'll be able to work with a seller or a buyer on an item. So even if I list something for $30 and someone comes with an offer of 10, I'm pretty sure we can work out something so that we could both agree on a sale that meets both our needs. So, purpose of this video. If you look at my Mercari listing, because this particular seller, or this particular buyer, excuse me, he reached out to me on Mercari. Hey, would you be willing to bundle up all of these things together for an offer? Yeah, go ahead. Bundle them up, add them to your cart on Mercari. Send me an offer. Didn't do that. Oh, I don't want the whole bundles. I want individuals or specific figures. I'm like, hey, even if you don't want the whole bundle, like I don't know, I might have like a British Bulldog and a Bret Hart bundled together, and he might only want the Bret Hart. Send me an offer, bundle all the figures together, send me an offer. Hey, I might just send you that extra figure as a throw-in. If we can come to a good agreement where I think I'm, coming out all right on the back end. Came back the next day. He never did put the bundle of figures into his cart and send me an offer. He just wrote out all the figures he wanted. I know exactly why he did that. Look, you're not fooling anybody, and I hate that people do this. Generally, people want to get the best deal for items. I got it. I'm right there with you. I want the best deal on everything as well. It's common sense. That's human nature. Why pay up when you can find someone who can get something to you for a better price? But I've already got pretty much the best prices on my listings that you're going to find out there. And I'm willing to offer things at a discount when someone sends an offer. I'm always willing to work with people. But when you're coming at me with like $800 worth of property and you're basically wanting all of this for like $50, that's where I got to draw the line. And I'm like, thanks a lot for wasting my time type of deal. Because if I look at all of my listings, and if I look at the listed price on all of those listings, now given I may have started a listing price at $50, it might get some viewers or it might get some watchers. So over time, I might start drastically dropping those prices, as the days pass, so that it kind of intrigues the buyers more, so it becomes more affordable for them, so it might influence them to buy more quickly, right? So I am dropping the prices, but if you were to bundle up all of those listings, add them to your cart, you're probably looking at somewhere around $600, $700, $800 worth of items. And I wrote down all of his items. I pulled all the figures he wanted. So, you see this right here. Generally, when I have an LJN or a Hasbro figure, I will wrap it up in plastic, right? Then wrap it up in cardboard, and then wrap it up in a third layer of plastic so that it's extra protected. So, and that's what you basically see in the stock photo or the thumbnail. So I had them all laid out, and I was looking at each of them, and I was writing down the most minuscule prices for these items. I think it came out to be like $490. Included in that was a bunch of Series 2 Galoob figures. $490. Shipping, I had shipping like $3.99 on each listing. So shipping for all of that bundled together, shipping would probably be like less than $10. Or even if it was more, you're probably looking at like no more than $12. Oh, guys, if you are a seller on Mercari, this drives me nuts. I can have a 10-pound box. I could go on Mercari, list that the box weighs 4 ounces. That means shipping costs will only be $3.99. When the post office picks the box up, it will be delivered and you will not get a surcharge later on. I've had about 300 sales through Mercari twice. Only twice did they come back and charge me additional fees for underpaying on shipping. So I lost like a $5 sale and I lost a $10 sale. So now if I'm listing something that's, like I said, like 10 pounds, or let's say it's 5 pounds and it's like $15 shipping, guess what? If I put down 4 ounces and it's $4 shipping and I got a $125 listing, someone's more likely to pay the $125 listing price as opposed to coming down $110, $115 and costing me extra money because Mercari doesn't have selling fees. So just a little FYI for sellers on Mercari, you can work the system a little bit better that way, so it's not charging your buyers more money in shipping, and it's going to help you sell more items faster. So where was I? Oh, so shipping on that, I don't know, 490 would probably be like $10, let's say. Buyer's fees and taxes, maybe all in, he'd be at like $5.50. Think about it this way. If that same buyer goes out and starts buying these items individually from other sellers on eBay or Mercari, he's going to end up coming out of pocket somewhere around $1,000 to $1,200. So when I give you an offer of less than $500 and you come in like, oh, that's too much money, it makes me sick. And I mentioned a bunch of UK figures. One of which is a UK exclusive Blue Trunks Barry Windham. That figure alone is a $200 figure. Okay. Sid Vicious, pink singlet. That's like a $75 figure here in the States. The Steiner Brothers Series 2 UK figures are about a $50 pair. So think about these prices. The Gloobs, you're probably looking at least a couple $100 to $300 for all of them. And I think I was charging him like $80 for all of it. Now, the reason I came down so low in price is because a few of them you can actually see that somebody tried touching it up. And I didn't know if it was like they had paint loss and somebody tried filling in the blanks, or if it's like a legitimate full-on custom. I think it's the former. I think it was a literal Series 2 figure that they touched up, but because it's not regular paint or original paint, that hurts the value. So otherwise, yeah, like I said, that's like $200, $300 for. No, Barry Windham, that's like anywhere between $125, $150, $200 by itself. So those Gloob figures, $200, $300 in value at least. And he was getting like 8 different figures for me. Some of them US versions. But so when I say, so that's like $600 or $700 just for the Hasbros. You throw in the Galoobs, yeah, you're looking at over $1,000 worth of merchandise. And my offer was less than $500, and you have the audacity to say that's too much money. This is only one buyer. That's true, but here's the thing. This one buyer, it just so happens that this one buyer is the person I'm talking about in this video, but this happens to me constantly, and it is so frustrating. I've always said, you know what? If this seller is selling a Berserker, and he's got this listed on his site for $300. Is it a $300 figure? Not even close. But it's his property. He's the seller. He could list it for $10 million if he wants. It's his right as the owner of that piece of property. he'll never sell it in a million years, but he could list it for whatever he wants, right? So it always frustrated me though when you try to make business with certain sellers and they're unwilling to budge. Especially when they severely overprice things. But I look at myself and I'm like, man, you're always working with people. You're fairly listing things, and people always want to take advantage of you. I'm like, dude, this is how I earn my living right now. Selling on Mercari, selling on eBay. These listings I have up, these pay the freaking bills. And yeah, I might be talking about one particular guy right now, but this is something that's ongoing on both eBay and Mercari. And there's a guy that reaches out to me multiple times on Mercari inquiring about Galoob figures. Hey, you want to break up this bundle? Yeah, sure, no problem. Because I'm always willing to break up any bundle as long as, someone's willing to buy something from that bundle. Oh, no, I changed my mind. So I've gone through all the time of you pulling the figures out, pictures or descriptions, just whatever it takes, right? Going back and forth through messaging, and this guy's done it to me multiple times. I found that he did the same thing to me on my eBay, and he just did this to me a few days prior on Mercari. So I had already recognized his screen name, and he kind of did the same thing. Will you break up your bundle? Talk about my Galoob figures now. I'm like, sure. Did the same thing. Make sure he was okay with all the figures. Make sure he read the description, looked at the pictures, everything was good to go. Oh, no, I changed my mind. I'm like, of course. And kind of reading the descriptions from other feedback, he apparently has done that to other people constantly, waste of time, And I'm like, dude, why do you do that? Why do you sit there and intentionally reach out to sellers and waste their time like that? This is time that you're taking away from me spending with my wife, for example, because I'm off doing business essentially. So yeah, this is, like I said, was going to be a rant video of sorts. I mean, I could do a better job ranting, more screaming and yelling, I guess, but I've made these videos in the past, and they're never fun because they're frustrating, they're annoying, and sometimes I guess I just want to kind of see other people's point of view. So I've always said in the past that anybody that watches the video, hey, if you got a YouTube channel and you kind of want to respond to my video and kind of give me your points of view, or hell, if you just simply just want to respond in the message and give me your take, that's fine too. It's just that I know I'm not alone. I know this happens to plenty of sellers, but as a buyer, I try to be as reasonable with my offers as possible. If somebody has a price that's excessively high, I think the furthest I've ever gone, like I've said, the what was it? Grudge match, Remco figures mint on card, where I think one seller had it for like $1,000, and those are not $1,000 figures mint on card, and especially since I think the package was kind of the bubble was coming up a little bit. So I sent an offer for like $350, which was accepted, or $365, which was accepted. So that you could say, well, you were over 60% off, but that doesn't count because of the significance in price. But I'm talking about if somebody has a Series 9 hacksaw with the original flag and they've got it priced at $125, I'm not going to come at them with an offer of $25. If they got a price of $125, I might come in with an offer of like $110 or something, or $90. Somewhere fair and reasonable, right? But my prices are already super low and extremely fair. And they can literally look at any other seller, look at what anybody else is selling their stuff for. I'm like, how? I don't get it. A couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, I don't know. I talked about this in the past. Nasty Boys. A couple years ago, Hasbro Nasty Boy figures were constantly going on auction on eBay for like $125, and yep, they were getting up to $150, $155, almost $160 on auction on a consistent basis. And this is, at that point, what was really frustrating me is I had a practically mint condition pair of figures that I had to buy it now for $75. And for months and months and months, those figures sat at $75 as a buy it now. And you'd get 1 million views. You'd get the occasional watcher. Maybe you'd get like an offer here or there. But it'd be for like $30. I'm like, get the hell out of here for $30. And I'd see on auction, those figures would continue to sell. $75, $90, $120, $150. I'm like, outrageous. Once these figures started going to $100+, why do you not just go to my site, buy it for $75, right? They're same condition or better. It never made any sense to me. So when I kind of get like this guy come in like, hey, I want 10,000 items from you. And earlier in the video, I mentioned that he didn't put them into the shopping cart and then send an offer on Mercari. Reason being, you have the ability to see what the total value is of all the items in that cart, and you can see the offer. So let's say the total item was $810, and he sends an offer for $206. If you just simply go like, hey, these are the figures he wants, and hey, $100. You may not be thinking, but no, I collect these, I sell these, I study the market. I'm about as knowledgeable. I could pretty much look at almost any eBayer on the planet, look at their past sales, look at their followers, look at how long they've been active, and almost give you to the exact penny what an item would sell for on auction if they were to sell that item. So the fact that I undersell myself, I'm done. Well, done with this video. Not done with my sales, because I need those sales. I don't know if I'm going to post this video. I just wanted to vent, and while the wife is asleep upstairs, I figured, you know what? Why not vent a little bit to the phone? If I post the video, great. If not, so be it. And yeah, I gotta stop moving around a lot because I don't know. I have like OCD or something. Well, I definitely have OCD, but I also lack the ability to kind of stand still, especially in the Army. We're all like having a meeting and stuff. I'm kind of like doing the little dance, doing the little wave. It doesn't matter if I was at work back in Chicago, working Sara Lee back when I was in high school, or if I was in the Army or any of my jobs since. I don't know. I just lack the ability to stay still for long. So what do I call that? Now shoot, that's like ADHD or something right there. Don't worry, just orange juice this time. You know, I've been eating relatively healthy for like the last month and working out daily. So kind of cut alcohol from my intake. As someone who like doesn't ever drink, and then I've said before, man, the only time I really ever drink is when I'm like doing like a drinking and chatting videos with you guys, or like when I was making my stupid drunken videos for fun. But I actually miss making those videos because I was making a total jackass out of myself, and it's for humor. It's not like you're going out in public and making an ass in front of a bunch of people. You're just kind of like humiliating yourself while at home. So you're not hurting anybody. And folks at home that get to watch the video get to laugh at you and have a good time. That's what it was. That's all it was supposed to be. So anyways, guys, at 25 plus minutes, these videos should never be this long. But hopefully I had an impactful video. I guess that's what we always want. Have a video that means something to somebody. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, man. I'll probably end up doing this again because I actually do like standing more than sitting down. So, but it's kind of hard to do my tournament videos, for example, while standing. So, but videos like this, yeah, this was a lot easier on me. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video.